Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. We got Tuesdays with Charlie coming your way here in just a little bit. I'm excited for that. How about you? You excited for that?
Always.
I wonder what your dad's going to say today.
I don't know.
We actually saw him this weekend again.
We did.
We've seen them quite a bit lately.
Yeah.
Which is
we'll
pretty
see
cool.
him again next weekend.
Will we too?
Yeah.
We'll see. Oh, my goodness. I didn't even know that. Man, I'm going to have to pace myself. Well, we've got a quote for today as well. Life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. You know who said that?
I don't know.
Maya Angelou.
Ah.
Now you know. Coming up, we've got some special things to talk about for today. That is on the way.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. I thought you were going to throw something at me for a second. Today's Tuesday, the 27th day of June. It is Decide to be Married Day. So I'm deciding to be married today. I actually decide to be married every day. It's also Happy Birthday to You Day, so that this must be the day that song was written, I'm assuming. Industrial Workers of the World Day, National HIV Testing Day, National Sunglasses Day, and PTSD Awareness Day. Let's go back to the sunglasses. Thank you, by the way, for getting me some cool sunglasses for Father's Day.
You're welcome.
And then you got our daughter some cool sunglasses for her birthday. So do you have some cool sunglasses too?
Yeah. I've got
Okay. I just want to make sure you took care of yourself.
I'd get them for our son, too, but he doesn't wear them because he won't ever take off his glasses.
And he's got contacts, but he just won't ever put them on. So, hey, maybe we should tell him today is National Take Out Your put in your contacts and wear your sunglasses Day. Yeah, he wouldn't care. Coming up, we've got some fun stuff to chat about for this Tuesday. That's on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com. You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. How long will it be before I get my car back? That's what somebody was asking at the car mechanic repair shop place. We all wonder that. You drop something off and you're going, okay, how long is this going to take?
Is that the name of the business? The car mechanic repair shop?
Yeah,
place?
that's a highly technical term.
Just
so
talking over our listeners' heads.
I know.
I hope they can follow along.
Would you just leave me alone? So when you're taking your car to the car shop repair place, when you're dropping off a vehicle, you always wonder, how long is it going to take? But, usually it's a reasonable amount of time. Well, in Argentina, a retiree there by the name of Jose Orano told a local newspaper, when a newspaper's involved, there's quite a story here. He's been waiting to get his car out of the repair shop for quite some time now. He took it in, a 1970 Fiat, for minor repairs and a paint job. A week later, the mechanic said, well, I'm going to need a few more weeks. The mechanic started making different excuses. Well, my aunt passed away, and, well, I was burglarized. And 6 years later, 6 years.
Wow.
Jose is still waiting to get his car fixed. He said, I want to be patient because I know the mechanic's wife and his kids, but enough is enough. Can you imagine waiting 6 years to get something done?
Yeah, we worked with a body shop like that.
I remember that.
They're out of business now.
Yeah, they no longer. And we finally just said, let's not do it.
If they treated everybody the way they treated us, they're
and
not
ours
going to
was
stay
not
in business long.
It wasn't 6 years. It was 2 years, and it was a thing.
It was more than 2 years,
or whatever it was. But sadly, in their defense, I said it's no rush, just whenever you get to it. So I probably put us in that situation myself. And then they were saying, well, this van's got some rust. Maybe you need a different van. So we bought a second van.
Because they told us to.
And then they sat next to each other. And we finally had them both hauled to the junkyard. We're like, well, we're just going to not do that project. So anyway, this guy in Argentina, he's waited 6 years and finally he's making a stink of it. And it's true because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. 42-year-old Judith Wiedner is in jail. Why is Judith in jail? Well, Judy forced her 6-year-old daughter to steal the volunteer fire department's fundraising jug to help finance her heroin addiction,
That's
Heidi.
just awful.
Yeah. How much do you suppose she got away with?
$1.62?
No, $1.85.
Oh, I was close.
You're real close. It's almost like I told you this amount. $1.85, and you still didn't know.
That's close.
That is close. That's really sad. You were telling me that there was a video of somebody doing something like this.
Yeah, a gentleman had his 2 daughters with him in a store, and he would point at something and then just kind of walk ahead and then distract the person who was running the store, and the little girl would run back and stick it in the bag. But it was security footage from the store.
How old would you say the little girl was?
Maybe 7.
Huh.
And then her little sister was there too. So a
that's too
7-year-old
bad.
and like a 4-year-old.
Well, that's too bad. You don't do that kind of stuff. Coming up, we do have your moment of duh. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. Boston police officer spotted a car that was allegedly speeding and violating other traffic laws. Upon further investigation, they discovered the car had also been reported stolen, and the chase was on. After a brief chase, 3 teenagers jumped from said vehicle and were quickly apprehended. Not necessarily an unusual story, except for the fact that these kids were somehow unable to outrun the police officers, even though they were in a car and the police officers were on bicycles.
Huh.
So the kids clearly didn't know how to drive. They were just kids. And that's not an excuse for stealing a vehicle, by the way. You don't do that. But I just think it's interesting they couldn't outrun a couple of cops on bicycles. So your moment of duh is for these kids stealing a car. You don't do that. That's a bad idea. We've had several people we talk about today that have done things that you just shouldn't do. We're going to probably have more because we have your scoop of the day on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
If you promised yourself you'd lose weight before you went to the beach, that's still within reach. Get some help from a cool pink drink. Try it free at pinkdrinkfree.com. This pink drink tastes great and can help you lose weight. 8 out of 10 Americans are overweight. If you're tired of being one of them, we'd love to help. People around the country are experiencing amazing results with this pink drink, and you can try it before you buy it at pinkdrinkfree.com. That's pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your scoop of the day. According to the Obsessive Compulsive Foundation, can you imagine working there? You had to get to work exactly at the same time every day and make sure everything's laid out just properly. Come in if your desk is a mess. People are like, what are you doing? You can't have that at the Obsessive Compulsive Foundation. Well, they say an estimated 700,000 to maybe even 1.4 million people in the United States are believed to have compulsive hoarding syndrome. Now, that's a subcondition of obsessive compulsive disorder. That's a condition where a person saves and piles up almost everything, and many of things that don't even have any value. Mm-hmm. There's a TV show, Hoarders, where we watched a couple episodes of that, and you said that I have some hoarder tendencies.
Oh, you absolutely do. How much stuff do you have in this room that has no value?
Oh, it all has value to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Did I just say that?
Exactly.
Yeah, I do have quite a bit of stuff over there.
You do.
And
It's
one of
all
these
garbage,
days-
and how many times have we moved it? And
Yeah, I know. One of these days I'm going to come in and you're going to have the film crew for Hoarders hanging out. An analysis of federal energy records finds that about once every 4 days, part of the nation's power grid is struck by a cyber attack or a physical attack. So yeah, once every 4 days. So that doesn't make me feel too safe.
No, not at all.
A new survey finds 84% of all American adults drink coffee either daily or weekly, and that's up from 80% 10 years ago. So 84% now. 10 years ago, it was 80%. So why do you think there's more Americans
I would
drinking
assume
coffee?
it'd be higher than that. Weekly? No, people
Daily
don't have
or weekly?
a cup of coffee a
Yeah,
week.
I don't know. I'm just saying daily or weekly.
Yeah,
I
I
wonder
bet
why
it's
it would have
higher
gone
than
up,
that.
though. You think maybe it's because there's a coffee shop on every corner nowadays?
Or maybe because there's studies out every single day. It tells you how good it is for you.
Well, and it's not every day, because we'll read one where they say coffee is bad for you, and then there's like 5 coffee stories in a row. Coffee's good for you. Coffee's good for you. Coffee's great for you. Then coffee's bad for you. I wish that they could all just agree, because it's like volley, back and forth, good, bad, good, bad. So I start drinking coffee, I quit. I start, I quit. I start, I quit. I just never know what I'm supposed to do. Continue reading? Is that what I?
Yeah.
Is that what you're
That'd
putting?
be good,
Okay.
yeah.
Health authorities in India's Kottayam district reported that at least 50 people have gone blind after a rumor has gone around that if you stare at the sun long enough, you'll see miraculous images of the Virgin
good
Mary.
Lord.
Despite the fact that's not true, there are people who are still trying it. They're desperately trying to stop this rumor, and they're even putting up signs warning people that it is not true. So for those of you who are staring at the sun, please stop doing that. Although we'll do it next month, or no, 2 months from now, August 21st, is that what it is? The eclipse thing?
That's a lunar eclipse, though, isn't it?
Well, it's you'll be able to see the moon go in front of the sun.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it does?
I don't know.
I think that's what it is. Now I have to Google that now, I suppose. Hey, the early occurrence of a fetus yawning. The earliest occurrence now, 11 weeks after conception. So there's a little fetus inside of somebody that was bored at 11 weeks. Like, when am I going to get out of here and stretch my legs? And finally, police in Oakland, California spent 2 hours attempting to subdue a gunman who had barricaded himself inside the home. They fired in 10 tear gas canisters. Officers then discovered the man was not even in the house. As a matter of fact, guess where he was?
Where?
He was standing right next to them in the police line.
Oh my gosh!
Shouting, "Please come out! Give yourself up! It's not worth
That is
it."
hilarious.
So after finally one of the other neighbors, they're like, "What are you guys doing?" They're like, "We're trying to get him to come out." And they're like, "That's him right there."
Oh my gosh.
I think that's really funny.
That is really funny.
It would almost be like, okay, we're gonna just let you go now. That was a good trick right there. Sit there for hours, firing tear gas canisters, and he's standing out there for 2 hours. So there you go. That makes me chuckle. Coming up, we've got a special guest. His name is Charles Leroy Nelson. We've got Tuesdays with Charlie on the way.
John and Heidi.
How long's it been since you've been on vacation?
Way too long.
Well, we're going to Punta Cana this November for a cool event called 80s in the Sand.
I'm so looking forward to just being able to relax during the day. All day, every day for 7 full days. And, as a bonus, get to hear some awesome music at night.
You can also meet some 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and many more.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
That website again is 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
How you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing fantastic.
That's awesome. So we got to see you this last weekend. It was kind of fun to catch up.
Well, it was an experience again. Yeah, I was there.
Yes, it was a lot of fun to see us. So what kind of cool stuff we can learn about today?
Here, let's start off with a little, whatever you want to call this. It's an exercise thing, or
Okay.
if you do this, everybody wants to do this, but if you eat and sleep good, exercise, and always drink plenty of water, you will die anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
You had me hanging on the edge of my seat. I was like, where's this going?
Hey,
Yeah?
and here's something. This is just a statement. Don't steal. The government hates competition. And, hey, did you know that if we took every elephant in the world and laid them end to end in space, all the elephants would die?
Okay.
Hey, then, usually kangaroos don't hold wine in their pouch.
They don't usually own wine in their pouch?
No, they don't.
I would.
That'd be the coolest thing about having a pouch is you'd be able to put cool stuff in there.
Hey, and did you know that people in the Philippines, they have only one ear on each side of their face?
Well, so do people here.
Well, in the Philippines, they do too, though.
Okay. Your writing staff took the week off, didn't they?
Did you know what the key to a long-lasting relationship is?
What?
Don't break up.
Yeah, his staff definitely has the week off.
Hey, then, did you know that every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes? Hey, I've got one last thing here for you.
Okay.
Sex is like a game of bridge. If you don't have a good partner, you'd better have a good hand.
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah, my staff was on vacation.
Yeah, we can tell.
They were on vacation.
Hey, are you ready for a question, Charlie?
Sure.
All right. How about this? How many million people live in Africa?
2.5.
No, 690 million people.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No. It says an estimated 690 million people live in Africa.
Holy cow.
It's a lot of people.
You sure got your decimal point in the right place there?
I was reading what it says on the page here.
That is crazy.
And it also tells me, and the same little thing says, Antarctica is the only land on our planet that is not owned by any country. So I think we ought to go pound a flag in and take it. I mean, why not?
Nobody wants it.
Why wouldn't
What would you do with it?
I don't know. There's probably something under the ice there that's worth money. Some sort of mineral or something. And one other thing, you were talking about putting elephants in space.
Yeah.
It says here, when astronauts are in space, they are actually taller than when they're on the planet Earth because there's no gravity scrunching them down.
Pushing their bones down.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I don't know.
Gain a couple inches by going up there.
I don't know how much taller, but yeah, I don't know if it's a couple inches, probably like a half an inch or something. Walking around bumping their head on the top of the space station. Oh, I'm 7 feet tall up here. Well, always good to chat with you, Charlie. We look forward to catching up again, and we're going to see you this coming weekend, too.
Huh?
Heidi was saying you're coming over again. We're going to hang out one more time?
Are you crazy?
Okay.
It's the first. We're having the fireworks
yeah,
party.
the first.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
That's the weekend.
Time flies when you're having
Close
fun.
enough.
I think what she did is she waited till you were liquored up this last weekend, and then she made plans.
See, then they tell me, then I don't remember.
Exactly. Well, we will see you this weekend, and we'll talk again next Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there, we talk to him every Tuesday just because we can for a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
John and Heidi.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full-color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just one or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Walnuts are the oldest, most widely cultivated, and extensively used nuts in the world.
I really like walnuts.
I do too. I like them
I
on
like
most
brownies
things.
with walnuts.
Yeah, there's some things I'm just not a fan of walnuts in, but I do like walnuts. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The Titanic was only going 22 knots when she hit that iceberg.
Ah.
I don't know how fast that is, but apparently fast enough to destroy a boat if you hit an iceberg. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are 12 books in the Bible that start with the letter J. We have Joshua, Judges, Job, Jeremiah, Joel, Jonah, John, James, 1 John, 2 John, 3 John, and Jude.
A lot of Johns.
I know. There's 4 different books of the Bible. John, 1 John, 2 John, 3 John. So there you go. Another fun fact for you, Heidi.
Johns all throughout history have just had a lot to say.
Yes, we have. A lot to say. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
An earthquake on December the 16th, 1811, caused part of the Mississippi River to flow backwards. So it was going the wrong way for a bit. A couple of fun facts for you right there, brought to you by pinkdrinkfree.com. Not just another diet, it's a way of life. pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
If you promised yourself you'd lose weight before you went to the beach, that's still within reach. Get some help from a cool pink drink. Try it free at pinkdrinkfree.com. This pink drink tastes great and can help you lose weight. 8 out of 10 Americans are overweight. If you're tired of being one of them, we'd love to help. People around the country are experiencing amazing results with this pink drink, and you can try it before you buy it at pinkdrinkfree.com. That's pinkdrinkfree.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. I've got the worst dating mistakes ever. You ready for these?
Ready.
All right. We haven't dated like in a long, long time. Like, I guess we go on dates, the two of us, but I mean, haven't gone on like first dates. So
Well, I sure hope you're not going on first dates.
I had an awful first date last week. Got there, and she's like, "Wait a minute, aren't you married to Heidi?" No, I haven't been on a first date in 18 years, so it's been a long, long time. Being late. If you're showing up for a date and you're getting there late, it shows lack of organization and selfishness. Being too serious on that first date. Another one. Relax, smile, laugh, have fun. Talking too much. It's an awkward cover-up for your lack of confidence. Blaming others like bosses, ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends. If you're blaming other people, they're going, well, I'm going to get put on that list someday. Putting on false airs. Don't try to be somebody you're not, because they're going to eventually figure that out, and that's not going to work out for you.
Right.
Like every teen movie in the 90s.
Right.
There's so many movies where they're like, okay, then they find out that it was all just a big ploy. Being negative. People avoid downers, so don't be a downer on a date. Gender bashing. If you're on a date, save the girls' night out and guys' night out things for other nights out. It says asking about money. Don't ever, ever, ever talk about money on a first date. Sounding desperate. Gee, no one wonders. No one before you ever asked me out is probably not the best thing to say. Lying. You don't want to lie. Sooner or later, it's going to catch up to you and bite you right in the behind. That's not good. Being argumentative. Don't get in an argument about politics or something on your first date. And the last one is not listening. Make sure you're listening to what they said. Right, Heidi?
What? I
Exactly.
wasn't listening.
Exactly what I was going to think you were going to say. Now, if you talk about your ex on a first date, it's also your last date. That's a bad idea. And also, depending on how old you are, if you're just a kid, if you're young and you're going on dates, might not be a bad idea to, talk about what time you need to be home and all of that stuff to make sure mom and dad don't get mad. Otherwise, that could also be your last date. Got home at 3 a.m. Yeah, you were supposed to be home at 11. So make sure you figure all that stuff out ahead of time. Coming up here in just a bit, we've got some more fun stuff to share. That is on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
If you've ever wished for a way to quickly separate tall tales from the truth, the solution could be a mail order away, Heidi. A new gadget called the Truster is available at Spy Gadget stores and online. Do you believe there's something like this that would
Not
work?
even a little.
Yeah, I'm already feeling like my Truster's not working. It's going off and it doesn't believe the Truster. It's marketed as the world's first portable lie detector test.
Wow.
The Truster looks like a cell phone or a pocket audio recorder, but the manufacturer claims it can actually detect stress in someone's voice. The LCD screen, if it shows a full apple, it indicates the person is telling the truth. Disappearing bites from the apple indicate somebody is lying. The makers of the Truster do point out that this is for entertainment only.
Yeah.
And should not be used for critical decisions in the business world or in your love life. The Truster, by the way, how much do you suppose they're selling one of these little gadgets for?
Probably $60.
$90.
$90.
Yeah. I don't think I'm going to be getting one of those anytime
No,
soon.
what a ridiculous.
Probably not for me.
John and Heidi.
Do you do the same thing every day when you get to work? I'm not talking about work itself, but I mean other things. Like when you get there, do you always wear your favorite tie? Do you always use the same certain coffee mug? Well, a new report says that can actually make you more productive and could make you happier in your job. In a survey of over 1,500 people, most of them said they wore their favorite clothing to important meetings to make them feel more confident. 3 out of 4 said they rewarded themselves with a snack like chocolate for completing their least favorite duties at work. So if they're going, I got to file the TPS report. What's that from?
Office Space.
It is, yeah. I got to file my TPS report. When they get done, then they give themselves a little treat. That is a good idea. So if you have something grueling that you just don't like to do, like, oh, I got to do that again. When you get done, give yourself a little treat. Then your brain starts looking forward to those. You're like, oh, hey, I have to do one of those.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm going to get a treat.
I don't think that's the way it works.
Oh, it's exactly the way it works.
Because we're adults and we can have treats whenever we want.
Well,
we don't
but-
have to finish a task before we get a treat.
Good news. I was dreading this break, and as soon as I'm done, I get a treat. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
How long's it been since you've been on vacation?
Way too long.
Well, we're going to Punta Cana this November for a cool event called 80s in the Sand.
I'm so looking forward to just being able to relax during the day. All day, every day for 7 full days. And, as a bonus, get to hear some awesome music at night.
You can also meet some 80s icons like Anthony Michael Hall, Andrew McCarthy, and many more.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
That website again is 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Heidi, I've got a list here. Household items that could save your life.
Okay.
I think this is kind of funny, but it's actually from the Red Cross and the Daily Mail. So this is a legit thing. This isn't just something made up by, goofy friends of mine. Because there are some things that I read on here that, a friend shared on Facebook. But this is a real legit thing from the Red Cross and the Daily Mail.
Okay.
Household items that could save your life. Paper bag. Inhaling and exhaling 10 times while holding it over your nose and mouth can actually stop a panic attack.
Yep.
That's good to know. Juice glass. Says to easily remove an insect from someone's ear, pour a glass full of warm water into it. The bug should float to the surface. So, like if you get a bug that climbs into your ear, just tip sideways, they pour water in there and he'll float out of there.
I've never had a bug in my ear.
Me neither, thank goodness. Milk. If you knock out a tooth, put it in a container of milk until you get to the dentist. The milk is a neutral solution that will help keep the tooth from drying out. It will increase the odds that they could actually reinsert this tooth back into your head. So that's a good idea. Yellow pages and a mop. Touching someone who's been electrocuted can serve a shock to you as well. To insulate yourself, stand on a telephone book and move the electrical wire away from the victim with a wooden mop handle. So what would you be doing where all of this stuff would be going on?
Right.
I'm not exactly
Where are these
sure.
people living?
These households seem a little chaotic.
A little dangerous.
Bed sheets. An adult suffering from heat stroke should be wrapped in a sheet soaked in cold water. So if you're like mowing the lawn or something, you get heat stroke, that's what they're supposed to do. Yank off the sheets, cover you in that. Couldn't you just like take a cold shower? Would that work?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I would think so, but...
Pantyhose. If you have a broken collarbone, wrap a pair of pantyhose around that person's neck, tie loosely in a figure 8 at chest level, and place the person's hands in the bottom loops. And credit card. When a bee or a wasp stings you, gently use a credit card to scrape the stinger out of the wound and then put ice on the area to reduce swelling. So there you go. A couple of household items that could save your life. Most of those I don't think were lifesavers. I think they're convenient, but I think that headline was a little bit misleading. Too bad I don't have a truster. If you don't know what that is, you missed it. We talked about that earlier. Coming up in a bit, we've got some good news. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always try to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news, Heidi.
Okay.
A Hilliard police officer went above and beyond his call of duty. According to the Hilliard Division of Police's Facebook page, during a traffic stop, Officer Schweikart noticed that there were 3 children in a car, but only one was properly restrained. Now, he could have very easily said, I'm going to give you a citation, and I'm going to give you tickets, and I'm going to do that. But you know what they did instead? A 2-year-old and a 3-year-old did not have car seats. That is when the officer went to Target and purchased 2 car seats for the family using his own money. And another awesome story of another awesome officer. And I know there's plenty of stories about people that do something negative. We just saw a video the other day of a guy that used a taser when he really didn't need to.
Right.
And we're watching that going, why would he do that? But don't blame the badge for that. That was a person who made a bad decision.
Right.
Think about how many stories like this.
All these awesome stories about
So
amazing
many.
police officers.
And anytime I find a positive story like this, I'm going to share it and share it and share it and share it and share it because this is good news. And this is the kind of thing I'd like to have every day. If you ever come across good news, please share it with me. I've been getting some really nice ones too. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. If you just go to that page, you'll see the stories because I share them there as well. And that's also how you share them with me. Just click on there and send a message to the page and it'll come right to me. And we appreciate that a bunch. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. If you would like to submit a Dear John letter, we'll be doing another one on Thursday. I've got a couple, but still haven't found, the one yet. So if you've got a Dear John letter, first of all, I want to say we respond to every single one. We don't use all of them on the air. Some of them I can't use on the air. Some people are just checking to see if it'll make it on the air. I can't use them all on the air. So if you want to type one of those, I'll still respond to you. We just won't answer it on the air. But you can submit your Dear John letter at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. You can do that there as well. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
Time now for the bonus break on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We've got a special guest joining us today because today is a special day. It's National Scrambled Eggs for Dinner Day. I have Sarah Walters joining me right now. Sarah, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very good. You're with Nest Fresh. Now, you guys have a bunch of eggs all over the country all the time. So when people are thinking eggs, they can think of you guys, and they could have a lot of scrambled eggs tonight, couldn't they?
That's right. We can have scrambled eggs for any meal, but especially for dinner on today.
Now, this National Scrambled Eggs for Dinner Day, what is the origin of this? Do we know?
Well, some believe that the ancient Romans actually first began scrambling their eggs in custard-like dishes. Also in the 14th century, an Italian cookbook actually first referenced the term scrambled eggs. So scrambled eggs has been around for a long time. Listeners can make the classic American style with scrambled egg with large curds of eggs scooping up in the middle of the pan, just really delicious. I like to put some shredded cheese on it. So there's a lot of different things you can do.
Very nice. Now, when you make your scrambled eggs, do you leave them just eggs, or do you put a little bit of milk in there as well?
Well, there are some ways that you can make your scrambled eggs the best. Obviously, you want to start with a delicious and fresh egg like nestfresh. They're ethical, cage-free, and even a non-GMO version, including pasture-raised and free-range. So if you have a nice quality egg, you get, whites that don't run and really dark, deep yolks, and you get a good flavor. So you want to start with a good egg first. Then the trick with scrambled eggs is to know when to take them off the heat. First of all, you don't want to overcook them. You want them on a nice low heat and slowly cook them. But ahead of that, you mentioned the milk. So a really great way to do your scrambled eggs is to, beat them really well so it's kind of like a fluffy consistency. Add just a splash of milk. And be careful with adding salt beforehand. You want to add the salt during cooking or even after cooking, because if you do it beforehand, they get a little runny and a little watery.
Nice. I didn't realize that. But I usually do my salt when they're all done anyway. So I that's probably why I have never discovered the runniness thing. And it's funny because when I was a kid, I'd never put milk in my scrambled eggs. When I got married, my wife was making scrambled eggs. She was putting milk in there. I was like, whoa, what are you doing over there? So,
what are you doing? Yeah, I prefer not to. I prefer to have like the natural flavor of the egg, how fluffy it is.
Yeah.
But some people, if you add that dash of milk, it can actually help with the fluffiness and how delicious they are. So.
Very nice. Well, tonight would be a good night, even if you've already had breakfast for today, and maybe you've already had lunch for today. If you haven't had dinner yet, plan for National Scrambled Eggs Day. That's today. So have National Scrambled Eggs for Dinner Day, I guess is what we have today. So plan for dinner tonight, scramble some eggs. This is something almost anybody can scramble an egg, can't they?
That's right. And, like I said earlier, you can make them so many different ways. So you can have plain scrambled eggs. You can add a little minced garlic and chopped tomato and cook them in olive oil. That makes a nice flavor, Italian-type flavor. You can also drizzle them with balsamic vinegar. So people don't think about that, but it gives it a different added flavor. You can also, do your scrambled eggs in like a baking dish and make kind of a casserole out of it. I mean, there's just so many options with eggs. And like I said, a good quality egg like nestfresh is so important.
Well, and you talked about putting some cheese on top when you're done. I'll give you a little tip as well, something that works really well. You can buy bacon bits that are like the real bacon bits, where it's not just like the little crunchy thing that you can store in the cabinet, but like the real bit. If you throw some of those in the pan and then put the eggs in there too and scramble it up, that's really good. And it's a way to kind of have an all-in-one breakfast, all-in-one. So
I agree. And then you have your protein. You can have your dairy if you put some cheese, even some veggies. I mean, it can be an all-in-one dinner.
Sounds like a plan. I know what I'm doing for dinner tonight. Scrambled eggs. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us. Let's talk a little bit about Nest Fresh, the company that you're with. Where can people find your eggs?
Sure. Sure. Well, the best place to find nestfresh is Whole Foods, Hagen, Publix, Fry's, Harris Teeter, and even Natural Grocers. If you want to find from the location in your area, you can go to nestfresh.com and go to our store locator. You can also follow us on social at Nestfresh Eggs. And as I mentioned, nestfresh is a fantastic egg. You always want to start with a great egg. So you have conventional eggs, and you have a non-GMO virgin, which we have, and omega-3 enriched. So it's always great to find a good quality egg from a good quality farm, and then you know you're getting a great tasting egg, but a good product as well.
Very good. Again, Sarah Walters with Nest Fresh Eggs, and today is National Scrambled Eggs for Dinner Day, so enjoy that tonight for dinner. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.